That's a baby chair. It says babies only in it. I'm not a baby. I haven't been a baby my whole life. You hear that? I ain't never been a baby in my whole life. But for those of you who are not just listening, 1, welcome back, my sweets. 2, it happened. My coronation was successful. I'm the Pope now. That's my first action. Cat boys. Write it down. Okay, y'all know the drill. I'm gonna try to figure out all this shenanigans. Oh man, that's a great picture. It's me holding a little fluffy mic with a Pope hat on. If there's nothing that's gonna bring them in, it's that. Okay, I think I have fixed that. Hey, hi, possum. My sweet, sweet, sweet possum, how are you? It has been too long. I've got so many things to talk about. I'm just like, man. Hey, buddy. Hello. Boo-doo-doo. I really want to hold this, but I'm going to clip it on. I want to keep holding it, though, because they're so fun. But I know that I need my hands. Huzzah. All right. Let's see. Test. Yeah, we're great. Okay. Yeah. I'm the Pope. Hey, I'm the Pope. Bada bing, bada boom. So yeah, I just got back. We went on vacation, and it was really good. Cool hat, bro. Thank you. It's a Pope hat. So I'm trying to think of the best way to start this out, but we are entering the and I know I've been saying that forever, like, oh, we're entering the final stages now, my sweets. But like, oh no, it's like we're about to start like knocking shit out like this week. Which first things first, I need to make a legit schedule still, but we're working on that. But this hat's really distracting, but I do like the way that it feels. I see why he wears this all the time. Actually, I don't think the Pope wears this all the time. I think the Pope doesn't wear a hat often. Man, I'd wear a hat all the time. Yeah, especially now. It makes my head look way taller, which, I mean, it kind of does what my hair does for me, which I've never thought about that, but I've never tried to recreate the vibe that the Pope feels with my hair. I go for more of a cockatiel kind of thing. Cockatiel or a horse. Which is a weird thing to say. I'm still waking up. It's been a little bit since I've had this this option of getting out all of my talking, my yapping. Horse though, yeah, I would say that. I like to cut my hair in the shape that I do because it makes me feel wild, like a little horse. But initially I started doing it because I really like the look. But what's her name? Christy Mack. Really sad. really sad. I watched a documentary about her, which, before you Google her, she is a very well-known porn star. Not known to me. This is how I found out about her. That she was like nearly beaten to death by her piece of shit MMA boyfriend at the time, War Machine, who like rearranged her skeletal structure of her head. Yeah, fuck that guy. Hopefully he's getting his in prison. But yeah, and also like beat the shit out of her dogs and stuff. Just really big piece of shit. But that really impacted me hearing about that story, and affected the way I think about some things. But that is why I'm wearing the Pope hat now. No, that's why I cut my hair, kind of like Christy Mack's. It's I visually very much like the way that her hair looks, and then also I'm just like, man, I like that, and then also it just makes me feel bad. It's like hey, I see you. I'm sorry you got beat up. by your piece of shit. MMA dude. Anywho, that was a derail. Sorry for that one. And we're only 4 minutes in. 4 minutes in. That's why I cut my hair like that. I've been gone for a little bit, my sweets. I'm sorry. It was very well needed though. As you can see, I'm now the Pope. And they sent the whole outfit. They were like, hey, you're the Pope now. Here's the outfit. And oh fuck, I forgot. I've got this little goofball mic now. So I can like walk over here and do all kinds of things. Yeah. So, you know, they sent the Pope outfit. They're like, hey, you're the Pope now. Here you go. Here's the red thing. Here's the white thing. Here's the goofy hat. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do with that, you know? I guess I'll be the Pope now. Hi, Theo. He's in the brooding chair, in the dark, like his father. So I got a Pope outfit. And I put these together. Right now, they are currently just 2 dowel rods with some pieces of wood that I've glued to them. But in the coming days, they will look a lot more like a 1/1 scale replica of what Vellum is holding in his little hands. I'm recreating a cosplay of Vellum, and I'm using it for the, I guess, the true, is your first act as Pope going to be pizza parties every Friday? Maybe. Well, it depends. Also, man, I got to tell you guys, like once I put these together and I was like, yeah, this is the same size. I was like, hey, listen up here. And I was like, oh, that's good. I get it. Like, I'd be like, okay. Whoa, almost dropped that one. In fact, I did, but I got cat-like reflexes. I've been honing them since birth, baby. So yeah, he's standing like this. Yeah. He's like, I'm the new Pope. But yeah, I've come up with a good little script that I know you all are all going to love, as a little intro for the Grimdark Distillery, and what I'm hoping to do here. Pizza parties though, I got really distracted with that. I love a good pizza party. I had some really good pizza while I was on vacation, and I gotta remember to talk about that. Yeah, I support pizza parties. That's a, man, that's what a missed opportunity too, because he's the Pope pizza party. That's a triple P, baby. It's a triple P threat. You've got a triple P threat on your hands and you're not fucking working with that? Get out of here. It's amateur hour. Am I the first Pope? Yeah, I had some. Every Friday is Good Friday. Nail them up. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I always just love that they call that one Good Friday. I don't know. It's really wild. I'm not dunking on anybody that is religious. But it is really wild to me that the cross became like the symbol, and then Good Friday is like a thing. Like, it's just like, dude, that's the day they fucking nailed him to a piece of wood, bro. That's the good day. That's the Good Friday. You couldn't come up with a different name. I don't know. That's just me. I think I could have come up with a better name than the Good Friday as being the day that they crucified my Savior. I'd be like, I think I'd stick with Bad Friday. I'd be like, that wasn't good, unless, I know the whole thing is like, it's the resurrection. I'm not trying to debate religion right now. I was trying to be the Pope, and I'm trying to get everybody, that's the problem. We fucking, where are we at? 9 minutes? 9 minutes. I've told you guys about Christy Mack and why we should all cut our hair like her. I hope War Machine dies in prison. Anywho, That's his name. That's the other thing. This is just not me being a tough guy. This is just me just like, hey, I'm just talking. If you legally change your name to War Machine, you suck. Like, you gotta know that, right? I've thought about legally changing my name before. And it's always really cool stuff, like Frankenberry. And I can't stress this enough. The joke is not as good now because I no longer work in corporate America. If you work in corporate America, changing your name, let me rephrase this. If you work in corporate America and you work at one of the quote unquote best places to work, the kind of places that they won't fire you for being gay, but God, they want to. They think about it all the time. Essentially, boo, YouTube censored me. I have no idea what YouTube will and won't let like people say these days, because it's just like I am on this end of things. So I'm like, man, I wonder, because people are like, oh yeah, you can't say that or you can't say this. And I'm just like, is there gonna YouTube hates pegging? Man, I didn't expect that. I did not expect to talk about that this morning. Speaking of which, not pegging. It's not pegging really. Well, it could be. It's choose your own adventure. Dude, I don't know if I just haven't gone to Walmart in forever, but Walmart be wild in these days, y'all. Like, if it's not the one, like all Walmarts, maybe it's just the one that I went to in Florida. But I have never been anywhere that I thought to myself, man, all right, they sell it here. I could go online, but they sell it here. I would rather get another human being involved and have them open the cabinet for me and get out anything in this cabinet. But there's a little hammer here. Sometimes even I'm surprised by the things I find on my desk. But yeah, there was at this Walmart, like there's normally the cabinet that's, you know, got all the condoms and stuff. I've not looked at that cabinet in a very, 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 very long time. I've also not, I'm an agoraphobe. I think we all know this at this point. I'm just blown. My mind is so blown. Like, we are there getting stuff for like soap. We're getting soap and stuff that we couldn't take. We did a really good job. I'm going to say that. We did a really good job at packing this time, and I'm really, really proud of us. We were like the least wasteful that we've ever been at a trip to the beach. But while we were getting soap and shampoo, the case with all the sex stuff is there. So of course I'm like, oh, I'm just looking at it. And y'all, my brain, it's just blown. Because like, this Walmart is like selling like, we're not talking like, oh yeah, this is like a, you know, novelty sex shop like kind of toy stuff. Like, this is like, you have to order this shit online, like $50 plus in this cabinet. Like, and I just didn't know that that was a thing. I didn't know that Walmart, I didn't know Walmart got down like that. Like, I didn't know that I could go and get my shampoo and like in one quick little pass down the hallway, I could be like, oh, by the way, could you get me, could I get you to come over here with those keys? I need to get this butt plug that syncs with my phone that I can control because it's a robot. What are we doing, Walmart? So there's that. Other thing, man, I need my Pope hat back on. Pope should have a gavel. That's another thing. So I obviously, yeah, Target does too. And I don't even think they locked up. What? I mean, I'm not upset at this. I'm just shocked. It's just like, okay, so we got remote control butt plugs over here, but now you're telling me that trans people don't exist. Like, what the fuck are we doing, y'all? Like, which that's a whole nother thing that I'm not going to get into. But yeah, that's a whole different thing. The amount of stuff that I saw in Florida that was really, 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 really stupid that you would think was a lot less than I had expected, because I had full-on expectations of just being really not stoked about everybody around me like the entire time I'm there. And that was not the case. There was only like one point in time that we were getting ready. I think we were watching Despicable Me, probably Despicable Me 2, and someone was blaring the national anthem across the street at a liquor store. That was the most like Trumpy thing I think I saw, other than, you know, the signs. Way less stuff. I gotta say, that's kind of a positive note. Way less signs declaring Trump the new savior all over the city, which are normally there. And honestly, I'm fucking hate that guy. I absolutely love the quote, Space Force. It's like the Air Force, but in space, because I can't stress enough. It absolutely, it's things like that when you hear them, you should be like, man, that's really fucking good. But you also should be like, I don't know if the people that are making the plans know what the fuck they're talking about and are using my tax money in a way that is even remotely not just stupid. But, you know, hey, I'm not over here trying to invoke the masses. I will say, my sweets, keep those little kitten teeth sharp. But that's all I'm saying. So, what all do I need to talk about? What do I need to talk about? Got to tell you about Marvin. Marvin's great. I'll draw a picture of Marvin. I didn't name. I'll be right back. I'll show you. I'll draw a picture. I'll draw a picture of Marvin. I didn't bring Marvin. I couldn't. Kelly would not let me. Kelly was upset that I touched Marvin. Kelly would not let me bring Marvin home. Women screamed. They said, oh, hell no. Fuck that. I'm not. He wouldn't come back with me. Not now. I can't wait to tell you about Marvin. I'll be right back. Man, I've still got this little microphone on so you guys can still hear me. Marco sleeping in the coffin bed. So, one of my betas passed away, and I'm sad about that. I have to deal with that today. It was Camille. Alrighty, here are the bag. And here is a piece of wood. So, I know lots of you are aware of Omentide, and I'm all about that life. I need to look more into it. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Possum. It's okay. We kind of knew it was going, and this is just another. This is just a PSA from me, and I probably will make a post to put on like Instagram and stuff, or just elsewhere. But, and it's not like, oh, I want to make a post to put on Instagram, like, oh, I'm sad my fish died, I want your all's attention. For so long, I've not been the change that I want to see in the world. I've actually been like the opposite. Like I've said, yeah, be the change you want to see in the world. But I mean it in a very nihilistic, very joking way, because I felt so powerless and trapped in my own life. And I've really, the past year, I'm really trying to turn that around. So when I say like, yeah, I thought about making a post about that on Instagram, I was wanting to draw attention to certain species or molts, variants of beta, not to tell you to go out and buy them, and not to tell you not to buy them, but to tell you like, hey, be aware that this is a thing you are going to have happen. Like if you keep them alive long enough, you are going to see some stuff that's going to deeply disturb you. And then you might have to put this fish down. It's because they are not bred to be kept alive. We have like taken that species and like really fucked it up. We fucked it up so much that it does not have staple DNA. And like, when you talk to people that are like, you know, opposed to vaccination and they don't understand science, they hear that and they're like, oh, no. We have altered this thing's DNA to where if you buy a, like it is common, one of the variants of betas is a koi. And that's actually what Camille was. Camille was a koi beta. Koi are called koi because they are bred to have a appearance of a koi fish. So orange, white, red, sometimes blue. But they pretty much are bred specifically to have that appearance. If you've ever seen a beta, they're about this color. Brown. They are not fancy. They do not have long flowing fins. They are not friendly fish, but they are not bloodthirsty killing machines. They were bred to be like that. Initially, I think it was color. They started to breed for color, and then they started to breed for longer fins. Actually, that's a mistake. They initially were bred just to fight. They were bred to be more aggressive. Aggressive, and then color, and then fins. And then now we've gotten to the point that we've interbred this species and messed with its DNA to the point that it's not stable. So if you order a koi beta, the likelihood that it looks the same when you ordered it and when you get it, it's going to be very low because its DNA is not, it's not set. Its body is constantly struggling to just fucking exist. So its color is not stable. Betas constantly change their colors. And part of that is also like, you call it the glow up. When you buy a beta, you take it home. In a week or two, if you put a beta from a little cup into like a fish tank or anything really reasonably sized, bigger than a cup, and give it any kind of stimulation, its colors will change almost, typically 100%. Like it will be a different color. Vicious, my only beta currently, he is red and blue now. He's changed colors a lot. He was solid white when we got him. That's why his name's Vicious. He's named after Vicious from Cowboy Bebop. Bebop. We are a big fan of the Bebop. So Vicious was white when we bought him, and now he started to get red all over the tips of his fins, and then eventually his whole body turned red, and then he started to get these really pretty blue metallic scales on his tummy. But yeah, so he's just like a really pretty blue-red beta now, and he is I would say that they labeled him as like a super delta. There are so many variants of beta. The PSA, long story short, was stick to crown tail or looks like normal beta. Like, even if they've got long fins, just anything, the more specialized it is, the more I am almost willing to, like, money guarantee you're gonna see something fucked up and disturbing happen to that thing that you care about. Dragon scale and koi are the two that are the number ones. Like, don't buy those if you don't want to be upset. Dragon scale is the number one. That's the one, that's the most upsetting. The most upsetting beta death I have seen is a dragon scale beta. And after that, it's probably koi, which koi and anything else that's like kind of dragon scale. So what this means and what I mean by this stuff, dragon scale is, at some point in time, we figured out a way to alter these fish's DNA so their literal scales, the scales that protect their bodies, are shaped different, are colored different. We have changed them for our enjoyment. We've made this thing's skin, the thing that protects its bits, better for us, not for it. So essentially the scales of a dragon scale beta, they are almost shaped like a spade, like a card suite, kind of like a tip. They're called dragon scales. They are made literally like somebody watched Game of Thrones and was just like, I want a beta that looks like that. So they are made to have pointed scales that have black underlayment and then like a metallic color at the tip. So they're very pretty. However, as you can imagine, that's a couple different things that we just changed. We changed the literal color of their skin, we've changed the shape of it, we've changed the underlayment, and if you do that, eventually you run into problems. The biggest problem with dragon scale is it does not have control over its own growth. And that is the biggest problem in betas, because we have fucked with the DNA sequence so much, it is now not stabilized. So you have rampant growth. And if you're starting to, if there was a tone change right there, oh, we're talking about fish, and it's just like, man, now, okay, I kind of feel like it's going to get real creepy and not good. Yep, this is where the conversation goes to really not fun and really disturbing. And it's honestly, in a fucked up way, it's definitely a way that I have gotten inspiration for things, because it has disturbed me in a way that man, that bothers me and I don't want to fucking deal with that ever again. But yeah, so dragon scales, their scales just will not stop growing, and this often leads to them growing over their eyes. Fish do not have eyelids, as you can imagine. That is a horrifying thing to see, and I can only imagine extremely painful. And that's on top of the normal thing, just the normal thing for betas. I've had 3 that we've had to put down because of tumors. They get tumors so much because we've just fucked with them too much. Vicious is probably the healthiest that I've had, and that's because he was the $3.50 beta. Speaking of weird animal body things, I'm pretty sure the bunny that runs around our yard is cottontail rabbit papillomavirus, and that's quite gnarly when it develops papillomavirus. Okay, yeah, cottontail rabbit papillomavirus. I'm gonna have to look into that. That sounds awful. As soon as I see papilloma, I'm like, that's not good. I'm pretty sure I know what that is. Kelly would. My wife knows all manner of horrific things. I'm gonna take off my Pope hat real quick. Still Pope, 5-second rule. I got off my beta pulpit. Yeah, the whole thing is, if you're buying betas, and you should, because I love betas, and you should, if you've got the time, the attention, the room, and you're like, hey, I want a little companion, a little aquatic. Ooh, I hate that. It's like Oliver with a speech impediment saying erotic. A little aquatic fish pet. Hate that. Okay, a little aquatic pet. They are great, and they are very personable. I would highly recommend anything with short fins, short fin betas, and the fewer descriptors, the more that the label just says beta, that kind of tells you that it hasn't been messed with as much. I have to assume that's where jackalopes came from. Seeing a rabbit with 3 scrubs. Oh, gotcha. So yeah, I'd say that. Honestly, jackalopes, I would not be surprised if a jackalope, quote unquote, developed naturally, not in the way that we think of them, but actual bone spur. I mean, because essentially all it would take would just be a rabbit with a ossuary deposit on its skull that is too much going on. I've not thought about this in a hot minute, but one of my favorite things is antlered does. They are some of the scariest shit you will ever see. If you're looking for inspiration, that's a pro tip right there. If you're looking for chaos horn growth inspiration, look up antlered does, and you will see how antlers and horns grow on things that they're not supposed to, and give you an idea of how nature kind of does its thing when it has no fucking agenda and is just doing it. They are gnarly. Often it does not grow like antlers. They grow like a crown, which very much if it's similar to Cottontail rabbit papilloma. I'm gonna have to look that up, but Omentide. I went to Florida, was on the beach, doing beachy things and collecting stuff. So I have a giant thing of shells from last year when we went. So I did not take those. I did take a bunch of other stuff though that I found to use pretty much. I didn't get it. I got to get my whiteboard because I got to show you. I got to draw you a picture of Marvin. You're going to love him. On the first day, we went to the ocean, and the ocean gave to me a whole crab. He was this big, and he was very dead, and I picked him up, and people said, no, 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 no. They didn't like that. They didn't like that I waltzed out. Also, to give you an idea, so Kelly is in her nice little outfit, looking like a human, and I'm wearing my Merkborg hat and my Katja cutoff, and I just like romp into the ocean and reach and grab this dead crab, and I'm like, ah, ha, 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 ha. And I'm so excited, and she's just like, no, no, and all these people are just like, whoa, whoa, and I'm just like, but the ocean provided it. And she was just like, no. And I was like, Hydra's going to be so upset. What am I going to tell Hydra? What am I going to tell Mr. Pink? I was like, the ocean, it gave me a whole crab. And so, yeah, I ended up putting the crab back. I'm so excited to draw Marvin. He was so silly. I keep forgetting that I have the microphone on me. Man, I haven't looked at this. French Foreign Legion knife art thing. That is for Trench Crusade. Map prep for Trench Crusade. 1914 Japan. Oni. Trench Crusade. Reach out to... Okay. Arcane Press. Solo RPG kit. What is that? Arcane Press. That sounds familiar. I don't remember. I have to assume. Yeah, that's where Jackalopes come from. There was someone else that I need to reach out to, and I need to think about what that was. I have so much to do now, my sweets. But I need to reach out to Johann. Nor, not the Egerkrans. I've never spoken with Egerkrans. And also anyone that misunderstood my like multiple year ago rants about Merkborg. If I was talking about someone's voice being 6 octaves lower than my own, it's Johann Egerkrans, not Nor. Johann Nor does not have that low voice. Johann Egerkrans has the lowest voice of anyone I've ever met. Not met, but heard. His voice is so low. It just sounds like rumbling. And that's all I can think of every time I think of his stuff. I was like, man, that guy's got the lowest voice. Just like gravel. It's cool. Arcane Press with Arcane Brian? Maybe. Arcane Press with Arcane Brian. That all sounds very familiar. I've got to draw you a picture of Marvin. So I was walking along the beach with my wife. It was a beautiful day last week. This was probably Wednesday. No, it was Thursday. It was Thursday last week when Marvin came to see us. I'm going to try to draw Marvin as close to scale as possible. And it's not going to be good. I can't stress enough. Like, I'm not like dunking on my own like artistic abilities. I'm not a two-dimensional artist. That's not how my media is made to be appreciated. I'm already feeling pretty confident about this though. I have 2 other RPG books. Arcane Press. Man, that sounds... I wrote it down, so I'm assuming you guys told me to check it out. Man, his eyes were great. He had big, beautiful eyes. Marvin. The prettiest fish I've ever seen. All right, I'm sorry. One of them is a solo RPG book and the other is about adding. Okay, all this is tracking. That kind of sounds, that sounds right. That sounds right. So I did not do his eyes justice. He had big, beautiful eyes. This is a terrible drawing of Marvin. We didn't get a picture of him. I'll have to, they're homies with the Hivescum guys, and I think they do that Dungeon Synth Fest anyway. Arcane Press. I think he was on Hivescum and he was writing about some shit, and we're talking about some shit, and I was like, I need to reach out to that guy. So this is Marvin. It's not the best picture I've ever drawn, but Marvin, so like 20 years ago, there was a Beanie Baby that was like a cow Beanie Baby, and it had the shittiest cow pattern that you've ever seen, because cows aren't patterned like that. It was almost like, man, I'm trying to think of a way to, it wasn't like leopard spots, but it was almost like leopard spots. But yeah, Marvin, so Marvin was making his way down. He was very dead. Also, I can't stress this enough. Marvin has been dead. When Marvin came to meet my wife and I'm so sorry. That feels good. I'll put my Pope hat back on. So when Marvin came to meet me and my wife, he had been dead for quite some time. And he was floating down the beautiful, thank you, Apostle. He was floating down the shoreline very quickly, very fast. And man, my boy Marvin has got a sense of humor, because he loves the kiddos, he loves the old people, he loves anyone that's just like, you know, just trying to, ooh, I'm a little scared, it's the ocean, I'm trying to like mosey my way in. Don't worry, we're gonna send the welcoming committee. The head of the welcoming committee is Marvin, and he's gonna come make you feel real welcome in the ocean. So essentially, Marvin's corpse is just going down the entire length of this beach that we're walking, and it just keeps going in and slapping against people's legs. This is a disturbing story. It's very awful. But yeah, so Marvin, he's just this very, I think, beautiful fish. He looks like a frogfish, maybe. His mouth is up here. He looks like he had a rough life, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, you know, everyone's perfect in their own way. And Marvin was really perfect. He was the most perfect, some could say. He had these little things on his chin that, just a heads up. Oh no, it's probably because I'm like, I'm all crinkled here. I don't know if you can hear, but there's a jumbo up there. What? Margot, we still have 11 minutes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That girl, she's always trying to tell me how to manage my time. She says, Dad, I know you don't have as good of executive function as a lot of people, and I try to be mindful of that and remind you of things. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I know, I missed you too. So Marvin, he was very dead. Kelly would not let me keep him. In hindsight, I don't even blame her. He was a very dead fish. Oh my goodness. Margot. You're just being a ham. You're just being a ham. You're just being a ham on stream, huh? Just don't touch me. Don't touch me. Okay. Anywho, trying to think, what else do I really need to tell you about? So Marvin, he was great. He was dead. And like all things, if you love it, you should let it go. So I did. I let Marvin go to the accompaniment of screams further down the beach. But yeah, when I picked Marvin up, there was a lady and she said, "Oh, hell no." And Kelly just turned and looked at her and was just like, and I wonder if that lady thinks, she's like, man, I wonder what it'd be like if my husband just picked up scary dead things out of the ocean all the time and tried to bring them home with us. But now I'll get to the things that I did bring home. Also did not bring the crab. It was very, very, very dead. And I've still got some crab from last year that I have not used yet, but we will be using it. I don't remember where the crab is. That could be not good. Oh, I think I put it in there. It's in there. It's in there. It's okay, guys. We've got the crab. Anywho, so I'm gonna open this back up real quick and I'm gonna move this just so you can see it. I like this. Every time I see it, it kind of makes me chuckle. It looks like that one's telling that one a secret. I didn't do that intentionally. It's just kind of funny. See, it's like whispering into that other one's head. It's like, psst, 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 psst. Tell you secrets. Styrofoam heads, am I right? They're always telling secrets. Girl, what are you doing up there? So shells. Just my Pope hat. So this is just a piece of driftwood. It's still kind of wet, but I liked it. And I thought that it would be fun to keep. And I was thinking, man, it's got some really gnarly, like black vein looking shit on it. I was about to turn this light on. It's not on. It's not plugged in. So I got that piece of driftwood. I'm gonna take this back off. No. Then I found this guy. He's good. And then I found this guy. Also good. And then I found this little one. And Kelly found this guy, and he's awesome. That's probably the shell to beat. And I think Kelly found this one, I believe. We did not take many shells this time. I really like this one because you can really see how it like developed over time. It's just, a lot of times they're very smooth. They've been worn down, but this one is just, the ridges are so pronounced. I love shells. I love nature, all that stuff. Yeah, and then just another piece, a piece of a shell. And then I brought one little cone. Again, these are all, I don't take anything that like anyone could live in. And to further that, it's kind of a running thing that whenever I do go shell hunting, I leave all of them in a pile on the table for X amount of hours. And I make multiple trips down to the beach as they slowly start to move across the table. Because you never know when you're gonna get a little hermit crab in there. But when they try to come out, I'm always just like, oh no, little friend. And I grab them and I pick them up and I take them back out and I put them in the ocean. It's kind of like what I do with isopods in my basement, except I don't put them outside. I put them in Jason's tank. And no, Jason does not eat them because she is actionally challenged. Jason has a hard time doing things, anything. So after the crab was given to me by the ocean, the next thing was this little whale toy. And I said, well, actually, I think I screamed, the ocean provides. And then it also provided me these two propellers, which I think went to, I don't know what they went to, maybe a straw, maybe a drink. I feel like they might have been like straw covers at some like little bar thing. I don't know. They're propellers. They came from the ocean. In the ocean, part of the ocean. Now, technically, it does count for Omen Tide in my book. So that is my plunder. I did not bring home an entire dead crab. I did not bring home an entire dead Marvin. Margot, honey, why are you screaming from on top of the spray booth? Margot, we've got 5 minutes. Jason has 0 AP by default. Oh, yeah. 0. Jason has a move. Like, when it gets to Jason's turn, you have to, like, okay, next up is Jason. Okay. You don't want to be rude. You don't want to skip Jason's turn. Jason does not have any actions that Jason can perform. Or sit. I guess sit is or wait. Jason only has the wait action. So she just, every turn, she has first initiative. She waits. So she like actually pops up in the order like 4 or 5 times. Because she has no actions other than wait. It's just like, okay, Jason's going to wait. Okay. And we're back to Jason here finally after 3 people gone. Okay, Jason's still waiting. Okay, now you do yours. Girl. What are you even doing? Getting behind the green screen? You're just showing off for Possum and everybody? You're just trying to show everyone that you're there. You can do everything you want. You're Dad's favorite. You are. I know. I love you. I missed you. The only thing highlighted is end. Yeah. Just like, oh my God. Big yawns. Okay, Margot, you were distracting me. I've got 4 minutes and I have so much stuff that I got to talk about still. I know. I've still got 4 minutes though. I wrote a whole bunch of stuff for Merkborg. And that is what really I guess I was wanting to talk about today. So I've done a good job of making sure I cram it down to the last 3 minutes. So we are back. I am hitting the grind really hard. I needed like a break. I wanted to say this. As far as a RedWetSkeletonism, this is one that kind of came naturally, that is like, hey, here's a bit of advice that I can give to anybody that is very fitting for our demographic. And I need to take advice of it myself. But when it comes to like having too much on your plate, wow, now I know why Theo broods in the chair. Now I know why Theo broods in the chair. Wow, Dad. Yeah, Theo broods over in the brooding chair in the dark. I don't know if you can. It's 7:38. You can kind of see the chair in the dark. It's got a pillow in it. So that is, I don't want to have to roll this all the way over there. You're all going to see it very soon enough. I've been working very hard trying to come up with a studio setting that I can sit down and I can show you guys games and it look good and it not just look like I'm a loser in my basement that quit his day job. And I'm not saying anyone is thinking that about me other than myself. I struggle with that, but I think everybody does, and I can't stress enough. It's not oh man, I think I fucked up. It's the self-saboteur that I've had my whole life that just wants to, beat me down. And don't let that happen to you. Like, I'm very aware, like, oh yeah, if you choose to do nothing in your basement, then yeah, you will be nothing in your basement. But that's not what I'm doing. I have a lot of goals that I'm very excited to accomplish here. And the first one we are almost at. So I have built an area over there, and I will show that off. And tomorrow, the next day, or today, I'm working on the final parts of the stuff. It's been a long journey, my sweets, but I can feel you. So yeah, I'm going to be doing bunch. I'm going to be doing the first game that I'm going to be showcasing is Merkborg. And oh no, you're just gonna have to wait a second. Coffee. Oh, wait a minute. I can talk and do this at the same time because I got the little microphone on. So I'm gonna go make coffee, and while I'm doing that, I think I can talk. Actually, no, fuck it. I'll talk. So games this week. Wednesday. I am hoping to start it will be either this way. I'm on vacation in Atlanta. I just am you're on vacation. Why are you awake at 7:40 a.m.? Well, actually, truth be told, that's like the same time that I woke up like every day in Florida. I was just like, man, it's like 7. It's like 6:40. Why am I awake? Feels great though. Time to do stuff. Fuck, I'm getting distracted. I need to make coffee. I'm gonna go make coffee, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about Merkborg while I do it. Okay, so I need to not look at the screen. That's it. I gotta derail myself from looking at that screen. Okay, hopefully you guys can still hear me because I'm getting a little further away now. Making coffee, and I'm gonna tell everybody about the expansion that I'm working on for Merkborg. It's about the two-headed basilisks, specifically where they come from and the kind of stuff that they like to get into. I talked about it a lot with Johan whenever Merkborg was first coming out, and he liked the ideas like listen song. This button. All right, now coffee's being made. And now I can come back down here. Okay. Theo, you're brooding. Oh my goodness. What a good boy. All right. Oh, bye, Audrey. Have fun, friend. Okay, have a good stream. Just want to say hi. Oh, she left. Little Audrey. Shit. I came back down here to say, I am working on stuff from Merkborg. We're going to start playing Merkborg. I'm so sorry. That was an awful 2 minutes of me just trying to like figure out how to do the thing while I'm waking up and also trying to make coffee. Fuck. So, this week, Wednesday. Yo, that audio messing up goes hard. Okay, so going upstairs is not, I'm getting that going upstairs is not good with the lavalier mics. I will keep that in mind. Yo, that audio messing up is hard. I'm so sorry. Okay. Merkborg. I'm going to be doing the solo play Merkborg that I've talked about for months. I've now built a little area to film, and I've been working on everything that I need to show that in a way that I think showcases what I love about the game and shows people how they could play it at home on their own or with their friends. And from there, I will slowly start introducing miniatures as far as, you know, hey, this is the same character. We can actually take this character and use them in a game called Forbidden Psalm, and just kind of show, I really want to show the transition between tabletop role-playing games like D&D, Merkborg. Oh, okay. Thank you. Gotcha. I am so sorry, everyone. Yeah, I want to show the transition of how you can go from playing a straight pen and paper to pen and paper with some models involved to just, you know, this is just a skirmish model game. And the first games that I'm going to be doing that with are Merkborg, which leads into Forbidden Psalm, and then 1490 Doom. So I'm really, really excited, and I will have more to share with that tomorrow for certain. But yeah, Wednesday evening is when I think I'm going to be doing streams, unless anybody is opposed to that. If any of you are, you know, really like, oh no, Wednesday is when I have this thing, because yeah, I love to have my crew with me. And that was another thing, is I was initially thinking Tuesdays, and I was like, I know Atri streams on Tuesdays, and I know sometimes, but then also on Mondays, sometimes. Wednesday seems like a safe bet. Also because Tuesday is Dragon Age Turbo Lasers, and I'm going to start watching that, or, you know, I'm going to start being a part of that more. I don't know. I needed to get away for a little bit. What I was trying to say was, my sweets, sometimes you can just keep blowing on the cartridge like all you want. But until you like reset the system, it's like fucked up and the game won't work right. And that is absolutely like what I have been doing for like 3 months, was just me knowing what I need to be doing to get this whole thing off the ground and just blowing on the cartridge to make it work just enough to get by, so I never had to stop building, doing while I'm doing it. But man, I was running ragged. So like last week I needed that on such an extreme level. So be good to yourselves is what I'm pretty much saying. Is like, yeah, you know, when you are working on your stuff and doing your stuff, living your best lives, make sure you take your time to take care of yourself and be good. Yeah, that's it. Otherwise you will have burnout. You'll burn yourself out way too good. But thank you so much for your time. It has been too long. A week away from you all was too much. I'm so excited to get back at it and to really start to make stuff to show you all what this is going to be about. I'm really, really, really excited. Yeah, thank you so much for your time. Possum, Atri, thank you all as always. Keeping the chat rolling. You are always very, very, very much appreciated. And anyone else that is watching this, thank you for your time. I'm so stoked to show you what we've got coming. We've come a long way. It's been a long journey. I can feel you. I can feel you. Yeah, no, sit pretty. Thank you so much. Take care.